Hello everyone, today I'm gonna show you how I sketch my home studio. I like to start all my drawings with a pencil sketch, a little outline to see how the page is gonna look, just to get a good idea of the perspective and just how I'm gonna fill the page. I put a little example on the top right corner of what I was actually sketching. I took the photo a little later, so some of the shadows will probably be a little different. I drew this during the day. Yeah, I like to do this outline here. Probably it takes me about 5-10 minutes. I don't want to put too much detail just because I'm going to have to erase it later anyways. I don't want it to look amazing. I don't need it to look amazing because it's going to be erased anyways. I do make several mistakes, so you can see me erasing a little bit too. Once I feel like I have enough detail, I'll switch to pen. So there's not a specific part. It doesn't really matter where I start with the pen just because it's all laid out anyways, since I did that outline. So I feel like I have more control over the pen because I already have the outline in. So it's just a matter of filling up the page now. I like my lines to be very confident, so the outline helps with that too. Usually I like to start also with things that are in front because later when I'm drawing things behind it, it makes it a little easier so I can fill in the little gaps. I think the whole process of this sketch took me about an hour and 20 minutes or so. Doesn't have to take me, don't need too much time to do it. Want to make sure at the beginning I got all of the main features in, and then just fill up all the details after that. I have a bunch of random junk everywhere, but sometimes when there's more junk, there's more detail to draw, and it's a little more fun. It gives more a sense of how real it is. I have a little bookcase. It's not showing, it looks like in the photo, but kind of have all my sketchbooks and all my books, sketchbook books that are of urban sketching to give me some inspiration sometimes, because all of this I've learned from other people just by looking at other people's drawings. And yeah, I thought I'd make a little video of how I do it, and this is kind of my process of doing it. After doing this for several years, I've realized the importance of simplification, and there's obviously I'm not drawing all the detail here. There's so much more that that I could be drawing, but it actually looks better if I leave it out. It's just you can't really get all the detail in, so look at the shapes and look at the angles of the objects and just do your best to replicate. Look at where the dark places are, look at where the shadows are going, and try making it look like as it appears. Here I'm trying to fill in, I like to use a lot of lines just to show where the shadows are, and later I'll fill it in with watercolor. So I'm not terribly worried about making mistakes here because I don't know, I mean, first of all, it's a sketch, but you can always just add more and make it appear like something's not really there. So before I start my sketch, I like to spray the watercolor a little bit. That way I don't have to worry about getting all the paint wet, and then this is just a lot faster to do, so I have a little spray bottle. There's nothing specific, or no place I start in specific, but I like to get the just some of the main colors down. So here I'm starting with the blue of the wall in the back. I tried to make it a little bit more vibrant just because kind of a dull color. And it was during the day too, so it was brighter. With watercolor, you can see I made a couple mistakes, so I wiped it off with my finger. It's a little bit forgivable if you have enough water on it, but other than that, it can be a pain. So yeah, I like to fill up all of it with some light watercolor and then add some more pigment while I go, and try controlling just where the water is. I have to be very careful too with smudging. I kind of feel like I'm so used to it now. I sketch so much that I have an idea of where it's wet and where it's not. It takes about, I'd say, 3-4 minutes to dry, so give it some time. And here I'm choosing brown afterwards, get all the brown areas and tan, and then later I can add more pigment and make it darker, highlight the shadows. And chair is not the most interesting color, but I'll start with, again, light color first and then add darker colors around it afterwards. Just try looking at where the dark areas are. Once I choose a color, I try looking around the room and see where else do I use that color. So that way I don't have to keep cleaning the brush. I can just do it all in one, especially if it's a sketch. I don't want to take too long doing it. Yeah, here it looks like the bin is actually blue in the back, but I felt that there was quite a bit of blue, so why not switch it up and make it a little red and make it a more interesting scene. I guess if you're the artist, you can do whatever you want, and no one really know unless I'm showing you the picture. But you can see how I added the red all around the room just to make it a more interesting scene. Looks like I forgot to add some of the black around. There's a lot of black in this image, so I try taking a little bit out. I really love drawing where I live. I know a lot of famous painters like to do that too, and if you flip through my sketchbook, you'll see a lot of places where I've lived, a lot of bedrooms. I move quite a bit, so I like to record every bit I can. Once I feel a little stuck, I'll go back to the inking because I feel like I've forgotten some stuff, and I'll make stuff darker, give it some more contrast. It'll kind of make the drawing pop out a little bit more. And again, I drew this during the day, so there were some trees a little bit, but yeah, you can't see that because in the photo it's dark out. Adding a little green makes the image a little more fun. I did notice later some shadows on the walls, so I made it a little darker. I like to see that for the end. As I put in the final touches of my drawing, I just want to thank you all for watching the video. I'd like to post as many videos as I can, and the only way I'll do that is if I get some good feedback. So please comment, share, like on YouTube, and yeah, hopefully I'll have more videos for you soon. Hopefully I can get outside and get some video of how I do some of my urban sketches. Here I like to now just put in the time and date and the place because I'm always traveling and I like to know where I am when I do these drawings for the future when I'm looking at them. Thank you a lot, and yeah, hopefully I have some new videos soon.